Hey playa, do you ever feel like people never take the time to listen to you or even care about the things that you have to say? Well, that's the question that BNHBPMQ asked me when he said, can you do a video on how to get people to trust you more? No problem. Trust is an important factor to have with other people, so working on building that is a good skill to have.
This is the Josh Speaks, you're watching the Josh Speak.
For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. And today I want to dive deeper into the idea of building trust. What does that look like, and how can you work on that with other people? First off, trust is something that you earn over time. It's not something you inherently are granted. No one just immediately trusts someone that they just met. You have to kind of build that relationship with them first. There are some basic levels of trust that we all kind of share. Like, for example, if you're walking down the street, you're not always on high alert, afraid that people are going to rob you and kill you. You just kind of assume everyone's going about their day, so you trust them to do that. Yes, that is an extreme case when it comes to trust. So a more basic level of trust is that when you see your friends every day in school, you just kind of expect them to be open and honest with you and to not just suddenly hate you. You trust the basic fact that you have each other's backs, and the only thing that can really sabotage that is the fact that you do something to betray that person. One simple way that I've seen a lot of people lose the trust of their friends is in the idea of trying to pull pranks and jokes on them. To the person doing it, it seems funny and it seems like it's not a big deal, but to the person receiving it, it may cause them to not trust you anymore. Is there a place and time to joke around and tease people? Absolutely. But you also need to be mindful of how often you do it and how the other person is responding, because you may be diminishing that trust. Let's say, for example, your friend confides in you and tells you who their crush is, and as a joke, you go and tell other people just because it's going to be a funny thing to do. And now what was a secret about who they like is spread all over the school. To you, you may feel like it's not that big of a deal, but to them, they may feel like they don't ever want to talk to you about anything ever again. That's why one of the most important ways to establish and maintain trust with someone is to really think from their perspective. Think about how they feel in sharing that information with you, and don't bat it around and say, well, it's not that big of a deal if I spread it, because it's their information, not yours. And a simple way to instantly lose that trust is to hold that information against them, to tell them, well, now that I know this about you, I'm going to make you do the things that I want. Is just a super simple way for them to never want to tell you anything ever again. Being a trustworthy person has to go hand in hand with respecting other people. They're coming to you with valuable information, and what you choose to do with it will determine how they come to you in the future. Look, nobody is perfect though. So let's say you did reveal something that someone told you in private and they can no longer trust you. How do you now rebuild that trust back with them? Well, the first step is to acknowledge and accept that you did something wrong here. Our egos tend to hold us back and make us feel like we don't want to take on the full blame, so we kind of say it's partially your fault, partially my fault. But if you just simply accept blame and accept that you did something wrong, it's easier to move forward. The second step is to sincerely and honestly apologize. Let them know that you do feel guilty and bad for doing what you did, and you don't want to make that mistake again. Now, that doesn't guarantee that they'll accept your apology and everything will go back to normal, and that's what leads into the third step, which is give them time to process it. Everyone has their own period of time that they need to kind of think things through and make a new decision for themselves. So if you want to get that person to see that they can trust you more, they need to know that you're willing to commit to actual change here. You're not just saying it so you could be on good graces with them. Now, when it comes to getting brand new people that you don't even know to start trusting you, the most important thing to focus on is being open with them. People can be a little hesitant to share their whole life stories with a brand new stranger. So in order for you to kind of build that momentum with them, you need to be honest in order to gain their trust. If they catch on to the fact that you're willing to be open and vulnerable with them, then it'll be a whole lot easier for them to start developing that level of trust with you, which is exactly what you want. What do you think though? Do you struggle with getting people to trust you, whether it's your friends, your family, or strangers? Leave your comments down below and we'll talk about it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can check out my latest videos when they go up. And if you want to shoot me a private message and talk more in private, you can always DM me over on Snapchat or Instagram. I do my best to answer as many messages as I can. Next, check out the videos I have over there on the side. I think they'll be helpful if you're trying to build trust or just trying to build better relationships with the people around you. Check them out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, love and peace.